There are so many parts on the motherboard that it can be confusing to understand which container holds which component. While some components have a specific term for the container that holds them in place, the most universal term is a connector. By using a motherboard of a desktop computer as an example, we can match the container to its corresponding component. First up is the CPU socket. This is often called a socket or CPU slot and holds the CPU, which stands for Central Processing Unit. Another term for this is the processor. In short, the processor's purpose is to use calculations in order to process and execute instructions that are required for the computer or an application to work. A socket cannot hold every single processor. The compatible ones are typically mentioned on the website of the motherboard. A socket is often equipped with a frame and a lever. You open the socket, properly place the processor in there, put the frame back and use the lever to lock it in place. Second is the memory slot. You can find these slots as DIMM on the motherboard. It's also possible that you see DDR and the number. These slots are for the RAM, Random Access Memory, which is used to temporarily save data so that the processor can access and retrieve it for processing tasks. Please note that the RAM is not used for saving your documents and other media. This type of storage will be explained later in this video. You use the plastic tabs on the side to open the slot and press the module into place. Third is the expansion slot. This slot holds any expansion that is not required for a computer to start up, but makes the computer more useful. An expansion slot is commonly used for inserting a graphics card or video card, which is responsible for handling a lot of instructions that have to do with rendering graphics that would otherwise need to be done by the processor. These expansion slots are labeled as PCI or PCIe. The PCIe variant is faster than its PCI predecessor. Fourth is the SATA port. Remember when I said that the RAM does not store your media? A hard drive does, and the hard drive has a cable to connect it to the SATA port. Once connected, your pictures, videos, video games, documents and other media can get saved onto the hard drive. Fun fact, your operating system is also stored on your hard drive. Fifth is the USB port. This port is used to connect USB devices to the motherboard, such as your mouse or a USB stick. This port allows data transfer between the USB device and the motherboard. For example, if you want to save a video on a USB stick, you plug it into the port, drag the video to the USB stick, and the video will be transferred to the USB stick. Sixth, there are ports for transmitting video and audio signals, such as the HDMI and Displayport. The VGA port is an older version of the DVI port. The DVI port is an older version of the HDMI port, and the HDMI port is an older version of the DisplayPort. You can also find some of these ports on a monitor, your TV, or gaming console. Seventh is the LAN, Local Area Network port, also called an Ethernet port. This port is for a LAN or Ethernet cable, which is used for connecting your computer to the internet without using Wi-Fi. This means that you have a wired internet connection instead of wireless, which requires a different component. Eighth, we have the audio ports, also called audio jacks. Many motherboards for a desktop PC have three variants, often colored blue, green and pink. You can use these ports for a microphone, headphone and another audio device, such as a musical instrument. In some cases, you also see an SPDIF port, which is used for high-quality digital audio. A lot of laptops, tablets and smartphones have one audio port and is often called a headphone jack or audio jack. Ninth are the power connectors to provide electricity, also called power, to the motherboard and its components. Common types on the motherboard are the power connectors for the motherboard itself and for the CPU, the processor. And last but not least, there are other connectors for, well, connecting other components. These vary a lot among motherboards, but a common connector is for a fan. This is used for cooling the processor down, since making a lot of calculations makes the processor heat up. These connectors can also be called headers.